So they almost lost a freshman, but as the freshmen are like lining up, and his school has this weird draconian rule that all the freshmen have to be in the choir. So the entire freshman class like outnumbers all the rest of the musicians, but they don't necessarily have to have any talent or inclination. So they have to just
Right.
stand
I
up
was
there
just sitting here going, oh, much to the
looking
chagrin of everyone.
looking both both nervous, tiny, titchy, and awkward all at the same time. And I realized
Mm-hmm.
that all of our characters are smaller than them because they've had half a school year to outgrow our characters. And I was like,
Right.
I am a sadist. And then I was sitting there thinking why I didn't have a problem with that and wondering what that said about me as a human being.
So how much of the concert did you actually pay attention to?
I listened to all of it, but I was occasionally taking random freshmen from his class and imagining them being pulled into a giant pit with ropes, while whispering monsters were, saying disturbing things to them.
Okay.
So I had an
That's
interesting Christmas concert at West Lutheran High School, and if the principal ever hears this, he's never gonna let me on campus again. It's about as likely as Christoph getting busted by his mom. So
Right. I was just thinking that. I was like, oh, so
so I'm
we
safe.
have
Yeah.
lots of reasons that we don't necessarily want our gaming recordings going viral or anything.
I want my gaming recordings going viral because then I can start charging for gaming sessions, and you guys can be my like premium Keel plate owners that I don't have to charge, and people will give me money.
That sounds fun. Let's do that.
pay to come play with us for a couple sessions.
I
That feels
I
good.
actually I was really bored and sick Friday. I spent 6 hours building D&D Fifth Edition characters and trying to get into a pay to play session on Roll
Mm-hmm.
20.
Yep.
And I realized that I'm already more professional and skilled than those half-wit imposters.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Yep. 5e. I've been literally running games in 5e, and I'm still going. What even is this? Okay. I liked that 3.5 felt like homework. I think a character should take 4 hours.
3.5
Anyway.
doesn't take 4 hours to build a character.
Oh, it
for.
does if you're doing it right.
Well, no, because there's so many apps that were already made to help you, right? First edition Pathfinder is just 3.5 with the glitches removed, so that's an easy collection to make.
Yeah, I like Pathfinder.
I have not actually played Pathfinder.
If you
It's
like
it's
3.5, you'll probably like Pathfinder.
it
Told me
is
before,
3.5.
yeah.
It literally is.
Right. Is
There's
it
like
still
a
3.5?
yeah, actually they say if you can use all the 3.5 manuals, you just increase the challenge rating by 1 or 2.
Okay. All right.
Because fixing the character tweaks, they say, they run a little more, they run a slightly more powerful, slightly more, they're a little more heroed out than original 3.5. 3.5.1 is nowhere near, is a little lower, but you don't, there's not even a conversion needed. You can just pick up any 3.5 source and use it straight to first edition Pathfinder.
That's cool.
Yes. Because they did 4.0 and the D&D community was like, not just no, but the horse you rode in on. To mix my
Right.
metaphors.
Well, because
But we were
for what's
feeding barely pubescent children to the darkness. And initiative,
yes, initiative.
I have to look up the bad things initiative again really quick.
Yep.
Supernatural initiative, was it?
Supernat well, um the foot tall human voiced tooth fairies are trying to drag you screaming into the dark. So I'm gonna go with yes.
So it would be Mike if he wasn't hurling into a toilet, then Chris, then Andy, then Terry, then James.
And the monster's somewhere in there.
The monster's somewhere in
Probably
there is what I'm looking
before
for.
Andy.
Not the demons, not the ward hounds. Homunculus. Fair initiative. So
So they're tied with Chris.
Chris Chris has a higher athletics, so Chris goes first.
I was looking at the wrong chart.
And Chris is not here, so Chris is me. So I'm gonna do rolls for things that I would not initially like him to roll.
Chris, last notes say Chris is invisible.
Deceit, performance, average lore. And my target is good, so roll the dice, please. 40F plus 4. Plus 1. Lore. Nope, this round, Chris don't get it. Because he's desperately trying to think he's going to be at -1. So, after his character sheet, mediocre might. Chris is going to spend his turn running over to help Mike, who's James, who's being choked out because he has to save James before James starts to like it. So, 40F -1 for the action. Might to save James. -2. Utter failure. So I scrabbling uselessly at James's neck, trying to get a hold of the rope, and Chris can't even get a hold of the rope that's choking James from behind the sarcophagus. And initiative then says Andy, Terry, James. Oh, all the bad things. I'm sorry. I should start counting the bad things. One, two.
All the bad things.
Not that I want you to have a number. I think it was fine. You were just rolling like 5 times or something. That seemed fine.
You know, it's you're in direct combat with the monster, having at least isolated yourselves enough that this is technically this is technically, you know, if this goes well, this could very well be the end. You know, this could be the boss battle.
I'm pretty sure it could be the end if it goes badly too.
So I at least need to start tracking.
Is the end of the beginning or the beginning of the end? Only time will tell.
I've been thinking about a lot about the last session where we conceded to being grappled and we got drugged down into the tunnels below, and I'm like, so if we concede to be grappled, do we get drugged down into the hellmouth below, and then what happens?
Well, that is one way of ending this portion of the conflict.
I don't know how okay I'd be with that.
I know, I'm like, we're gonna try and resist, which is why we did TBC instead of concede at the end of last session. But Flurf, what are you doing?
Okay, I've got my bad things count.
All right.
Grapple part 2, inflicting physical stress on James.
Oh, poor James. James had it rough, guys.
Hold down 1 for average might to put stress on James.
Anything I can use to parry that, or not? I'm not
Might.
to stop. Might. All right.
Yep. So basically, the ropes around your throat are tightening, and the room's starting to spin, and you're pulling at the ropes around your throat to try to keep them from choking you out.
I got average might.
Average might. So, fragile aspect, no stress.
I keep getting that. This is like my 3rd fragile aspect at this point.
Would you rather have stress?
No, I'm just saying. The 3rd time I've gotten that. this.
I'm gonna call this hypoxic distraction, and if you don't know what that means, I'm not explaining it.
So what you're saying is we should Google it.
No, no, nope. It's a little bit. You'd have to Google like 3 things, but
Yeah. There are context
Like
clues.
context clues. Just
Okay.
because you guys are teenagers, and no teenager should die unhumiliated. Right? There's an
There is
order
no
to it.
dignity.
Yes, though it's a horror movie, right? Slasher films, you can jump scare, cack an adult, but you have to humiliate a teenager before you can kill them.
Yeah.
I didn't make the rules. It's in the horror movies. I'm just following the rules. And you guys voted horror movie.
I did, yeah. I wasn't even playing and I
These are
voted.
fun.
I don't even watch horror movies, so I don't know the rules. But I did watch Cabin in the Woods, and I'm pretty sure they spelled out the literal rules.
Yeah, they mostly Terry, good might to grapple Terry.
good might to
Okay.
grapple means. So that's might to fight back.
So that represents the ropes coming out to wrap you up and tangle you and start dragging you under. So until you are grappled, you have a couple options. You could do athletics. You could
We
maybe
already
do
were
weapons. Were you already grappled?
I have a note that says Terry epic grappled from the pit.
Terry epic. Okay, so then this is to inflict stress on you. Because basically for this, they're going to have to render you unconscious or immobile as an aspect, and then they can use that to justify in the story moving you. Right. So they're going to try to slap some kind of bondage or unconsciousness, which is not necessarily different from bondage, aspect on you, and then start doing what they want to your body. And then, so that's kind of where you're at. So you've got ropes around you, and they start tightening, and yeah, they start tightening all over the place. So for you, because you got a weapon, they're probably going to go for immobilized. You can oppose with might, or you can try to oppose with weapon.
I got a good might.
Good might. All right. Fragile aspect. We're gonna get distracted as a fragile aspect as one of the ropes goes around your throat. Because that's just not cricket. And then we're gonna do the same attack on Jamie. No, not distracted again. Or sorry, attack on Andy.
Oh, okay. And this is athletics too?
Are you already grappled?
I am not already grappled.
So you can use athletics, you can use fists, you can use you avoid getting tangled up in ropes. Anything that would avoid you getting tangled up in the ropes they're thrown out.
Okay.
Hey, kiddo.
I got a superb athletics to dance out of the way of the ropes.
You are rope free, and it is your turn.
I would like to kick the flaming pile of newspapers into the hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fists.
Okay.
Yep. Oh my goodness, golly gosh.
Fist is it too? Okay, fist is it
Oh
too.
no, that was your might. That was your
my
might
last
defense.
roll. That was my last
I was
roll.
like
Yep,
2 in a
I have to
row.
remember. No, I that one I went down. So that's Only an average. I'm kicking a
Mm,
newspaper. It's not fighting me.
one second, I have to do a lot of rolls here.
Yeah.
Those of you who are into metagaming may like, wait, what?
What, 50, 60 rolls or something like that?
Well, far from me to say that you could count these rolls to estimate your bad guys.
We haven't been doing that the whole time?
Oh, yeah, I do.
The entire hallway is filled with as a flickering campfire light, as oxygenated newspaper replaces the darkness in the hole. All of the ropes go slack, and all of the ropes go slack, and the area is filled with hissing and screaming and curses.
Yay!
Um, and it's the work of panicked seconds to pull the dark little lariats of fine string from around your various pieces and parts. And James can use that time to momentarily rearrange his pants, and everybody is back to breathing and having dignity ish.
Yay. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So, congratulations. The light of the fire you kicked down to the method of their entrance won that scene. So now sequel, right? So just like writing an actual novel, Dresden Files gameplay goes scene sequel scene sequel. So first perception, you guys are all you're sweating, you're breathing hard. You can hear your breathing and your footsteps in these suddenly open halls. You've got open access to this tomb-like thing. There's a door over here, but first perception is retreating screams and flickering light in the hole below, and slack ropes, and desperately pulling the spider web like encumbrances off of you. And so that's what you perceive. Then you role play your emotions. Then you role play this and that. So then you tell me your character's emotions. Then you guys start dialoguing on what you're going to do. So first, emotional reactions.
Andy
So,
is kind of excited.
Okay.
James is very relieved to have an intact larynx.
Yes.
I just want to get the hell out of this place at this point. This feels like we're way in over our heads. Tina, stop saying dumb crap like that.
Harry looks down the hole and goes, or sorry, Chris looks down the hole and goes, how long you think the fire is going to last?
Not long enough.
We should get more.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we should get way more. Like,
should we see what's down there while they're?
No, it's gonna burn out before.
No.
I want to shine my light down the hole and like see if I can see anything, like the bottom.
Oh, okay, fine. Be efficient. See if I can. Shining your light and looking around the angles. There is a 1-story drop, maybe a story and a half drop to a room below. If you pan up to the upper right sort of section of your map, you can see the floor revealed.
Hand on head. Guys, I'm just realizing I don't think Andy's mental health is very good. She's maybe been under more stress than I realized. Andy is feeling very elated at the perceived victory over these monsters and is like kind of jazzed up and manic, and is going to tell the boys, guys, it's just a quick jump down there. I think we can take them.
No. We need to go. We need to go get a big can of gasoline and dump it down this hole and light it on fire and never come back.
Yeah. Definitely.
Pretty good too.
I think multiple gallons of gasoline, a couple barrels, some crude oil, toss it down there. Maybe some white phosphorus to seal the deal.
But you don't see any of the monsters down there.
There's no monsters right now.
Excuse me.
Can I get a scholarship check?
I got.
Oh, I do have scholarship. I don't like it, but I have it.
I got a. Oh my gosh, what's a 6 in scholarship?
Oh.
Broke even.
I actually got a good.
Fantastic. I got a fantastic scholarship.
I hate you, Christoph. Good job. 50 XP.
Yay.
Waffles. I gotta take notes on this character development. Andy is suicidal.
Superb. I gotta remember these.
There's a whole nother level of the complex down there. You can't bring enough fuel to burn that room. The walls and halls are stone, and they can retreat deeper and then kill you in your sleep when the fire goes out.
Let's go get him now.
So what I'm hearing is flamethrower.
I'm saying, unless you feel like toting a nuke down there, it's your options are Indiana Jones, Starship Troopers, Aliens hasn't come out yet, I don't think, has it? So I can't even say nuke it from orbit. Your characters can't even say nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
When does this take place?
1985.
The next year.
Yeah, so next adventure, the worst night of your sophomore year adventure, then you guys can be all about the aliens quotes, but not yet. So the burning newspaper is going to give you at maximum 5 minutes of light.
I'm saying we leave and come up with another plan later.
But Chris asks you, how do we survive tonight?
Well-lit room.
Yeah. We stick together tonight.
In well-lit room.
With like a big bonfire in the middle of it.
I don't think that's a long-term solution.
But it's it's a solution for tonight, and we can figure out other stuff when we have daylight tomorrow.
But where will we stay? Are we gonna stay here upstairs? Because there's that baby ghost that can fight them or something.
True.
We could go to the Shepherd's Church, hide out there.
Sounds terrible, but it might be one of our better options.
The flames won't burn forever, Andy. Andy, I'm gonna kill you for that. The voices say as they return. I get her eyes.
Okay, so are we fight or are we flight right now? What's our survival tactic?
I am totally voting flight right now.
I think I agree. Flight is
We
probably
barely
our best.
survived this. We barely survived this encounter. We clearly need to retreat, regroup, and come up with a better plan.
Yeah.
Preferably one that includes a lot of C4.
Okay,
Napalm.
so we're gonna flee. Andy will follow, but reluctant. Andy will be bringing up the rear. Cat.
Okay.
But fleeing.
So what follows next is the tensest 10 minutes of walking backwards with your flashlights covering every possible shadow behind you until you get back out into the light of day. And you rejoin everybody else in the courtyard. It is now like 2:30 in the afternoon. And you're in the courtyard of the back courtyard of the Cranston House, just outside of the carriage house.
Right. We have time to prepare.
I'm going to be here, but I got to go on mute for a hot minute, guys.
Okay. So it is sunset. You have 7.5 hours to sunset.
That's a good chunk of time.
Okay. So
we need more fire. I think that's our best bet. Is find a way to get a lot of fire down there, and more firepower.
Scholarship.
What about?
I only got fair scholarship.
Fire in tunnels consumes the oxygen you need to breathe, thus rendering you unconscious. They seem to really like the idea of unconscious 14-year-olds.
So we bring oxygen tanks, which are
the fire any? I think the fire is the same as the light. I don't think maybe the fire mattered. I don't know, but it was just they weren't expecting light down there. So I wonder if we just chucked a flashlight if it would have done the same thing.
Yeah, but that would only illuminate one area.
They can just come up behind it and they can just walk up behind it and turn it off, just like you could.
What about sulfuric acid?
Same problem as oxygen? Or do you need to breathe down there?
Yeah, but if we throw it in their faces.
Did you see any of their faces? Chris asks.
The one we mushed.
Well, good. We can step on them, but we got to find them first.
What about those those electric lanterns that illuminate an entire area? We get a bunch of those. Because then they wouldn't just be pointing in one direction; they'd be.
Well, we know they're going to come hunting for us, so why don't we set up an ambush? We may not get all of them, but we can thin their numbers.
That's a good idea. I mean, if we're gonna set up an ambush, so we want to set up traps of some kind. We probably also want better weapons than just a shotgun and a couple of baseball bats.
Well, if we're setting up traps, why don't we just do fire?
He does not like that.
Well, how easy would it be?
No, keep going.
I did my.
I was gonna say, how easy would it be for us to actually create fire traps? Because like, it's not really easy to hide a fire trap, and I don't know how easy it would be for us to like instantly get a fire started without like.
Plot me.
Fire trap would be a combination of like deceit and craftsmanship and scholarship.
That'd be complicated.
Yeah,
I mean, before
Chris,
even
you're good at practical jokes. I bet that's basically the same as traps, right?
here's the difference between pulling someone's pants down and burning them alive. But
Yeah.
A little.
Chris gives you a beautiful innocent smile and says, give a man a fire and he's warm all night. Set a man on fire and he's warm for the rest of his life.
And he actually laughs obnoxiously loud at that.
Well, he's hoping none of you know that he's quoting Terry Pratchett.
quoting what?
A fantasy, a humorous, a fantasy satire author named Terry Pratchett.
Oh, never heard of him.
That's what he's counting on.
Seafler, if I made a spot so you can sit there, so you can stop destroying everything. We have an arrangement? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna roll scholarship to see if I can help figure out how to set up traps.
Where are you trying to set up these traps?
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah.
In the mansion.
You guys are going to stay
Probably.
here and let them just come for you in the mansion.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that was decided yet. I had suggested going to the sanctuary of the Shepherd's Church.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Will there be
I
other
just wanna
people
be-
there?
I have no idea.
Saturday night.
But I mean, I thought tonight was about coming up with, or to the rest of today at least was about coming up with a plan and try and survive the night by staying somewhere well lit and together, so that tomorrow we could enact said plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
School starts again in like 2 days.
yeah.
So
I mean, we'll have school with
Danny looks at Terry and gives him the kind of smirk that pretty girls do when they know they get to mock the uptight religiosity people. And she goes, "Terry, are you saying that we all have to spend the night together?" And Chris doubles over laughing.
I'm saying that staying as a group would be safer than going back to our individual homes.
Yeah. At least if we're in a group, we can defend each other.
Oh, and Terry gives her the reply look that implies he's thinking of calling her a Jezebel in his head.
I don't think she's gonna pick up on that look.
Pretty sure that she might misinterpret that one.
Ooh, wait, I should have fate points because we started a new session.
You should have at least a refresh.
I got a average to help conceptualize a fire trap.
What have you hidden a burning that you? So as far as you know, you're faster than they are because you've run away from them multiple times. What if you tried to hide in a building you could burn down?
Like the mansion.
You want to burn down your oh oh well, because then they can just retreat to the basement.
Oh right, good point. That's not a good plan.
Terry spend a fate point on guide my hand to find an appropriate building to burn down?
Yes.
Okay, I do so then.
The GM updates his search for fresh maps because he can't be bothered to. All right. Replace search term from church to barn.
I guess that would be more the spiritual guidance than. Oh, I guess that's just a sub part of guide my hand. Never mind.
Yep, it's just a sub part. Where's that barn? Adulthood, when I'm like, the 5 minutes going to take me to buy this map is well worth the money that I'm, compared to the 2 hours it would take me to draw this map. Heidi laughs in Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Processing. There's the old abandoned barn up past. So it's overcast, and as you're praying, the clouds part, and a single ray of light shines on a hill overlooking the town, where the old abandoned Johnson barn is.
If I hadn't seen a lot of weird stuff today, I'd say that's pretty freaky.
Yeah.
The shepherd provides.
Is he going to provide like sleeping bags? Because I'm not sleeping on the floor with you.
But you'll sleep in a sleeping bag with him?
I'm not that desperate yet.
Well, is there like a hardware store or like?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Shopping twice already.
You've been there twice so far today.
It's been a while. All right.
Today has lasted 3 sessions.
Today has been 4 weeks. Yes, it has.
Well, I'm thinking we should probably get some supplies from there if we're gonna burn the barn down.
You realize it's illegal to sell some things to you, right?
We can still get like a lighter at least.
Right, but
you have some way of making sure they're trapped too.
Well, I suppose it's the 80s. You can still just go up and get gas.
Yeah.
Campfire, lighter fluid or something.
I'm just gonna get a gas can, go to a gas station, get like 5 gas cans, gasoline, fill them all up because it's also like dirt cheap back then. But now, and then
gonna need a justification for that.
Suspicious. Yeah, guys.
So that's going to be some. So you're going to need to do deceit, or you're going to need to give somebody else deceit, or take somebody else who has deceit.
I mean, if we have one person do it at a time, there's 6 of us. So we have 6 people fill up gas cans at different gas stations. It's not going to look that suspicious.
No, that's a good point. You can spread it out.
Yeah.
Well, and it's Reagan's second-term gas prices, so you can afford it too.
That's what I'm saying.
65 cents a gallon, baby.
Okay, that's a lot cheaper than I was thinking, but wow.
Yeah, when you hear us old people complain about inflation, you don't know until you ask. All right, now maybe those marketplace purchases will be available to me as I reload everything.
Okay. So that is a good idea.
That is a good idea. 50 XP.
Whoever's idea that was. I'm sorry. I'm not keeping everyone's names.
That was James.
James. That was James. Okay.
The James is the nerdy touchy psychic.
Yep, got it. James, that was a good idea. Now, how are we gonna make sure to trap them in the fire? Are we All of a sudden Andy stops talking mid-sentence and she like starts glancing around like a frightened prey creature.
They're not listening. Go on.
We need to get out of here and plan somewhere better.
Now we're gonna bye. Not in this area anymore.
Sounds like a good idea.
Is it already ruined? They already know.
As you run out, as you run out past the broken front fences, you hear distantly, "Bye, Andy. See you real soon."
Well, guys, pretty sure I'm the bait.
You killed one of them.
No, I didn't.
You stepped on one of them. No.
Well,
I shovel smashed its face in.
I didn't get the killing blow.
Yeah, but you did hurt them all with light.
I did hurt them all with light.
You may need to make a mental defense against good intimidation.
That's conviction, right? Or
Discipline.
Discipline.
You got discipline fairly high, so.
Yeah, I do. I rolled down.
So as you guys bite away, Goosebumps says one mental stress, your first mental stress box, but it's going to end at the end of the scene, so nah, big deal.
Okay, mental.
So you get back into the main town. Everybody rallies around at Terry's church, in Terry's church parking lot. It's 3 p.m. now. Sunsets at 9:30.
6.5 hours to prepare for this night. I think we need to divide and conquer. I think that's probably the best way to do this.
Do you think we need to change our plan a little, or do you think they're going to come for us regardless?
I think they're going to come for us regardless, and if they don't, that's a positive. If they think that they're going to die.
That's true. Okay. So we need to go to the barn. We each need to go get some gas. Should we... I don't know this barn. Like, what... Can we go look at that?
I'm working on it.
Oh. Okay. So we can go buy gas. And then how do we want to trap them? Because we need to make sure that they get killed. So do we like... Can we make the barn fall down? How do we make sure they stay in the building? They're tiny. They're like little rats.
Yeah, that is the best question.
Although the light hurts them, I don't think it's going to be very likely we can surround the whole barn with light. Although if it's all on fire, if we can make the fire light from all the way around, they will be trapped inside by the light.
True.
But will they just jump through it to try and get to the darkness?
So we'd have to make the fire big enough that they can't just jump through it. But that would also be really hard because then kind of not easy to hide from other people.
Character, we're gonna survive the tooth fairies, but we're all gonna end up in juvie.
I mean, I'd take being in juvie over being dead, so.
And so our villain arc begins. Okay. I'm trying to remember how I would have thought as a 13-year-old.
I'm 18 and I don't remember what I was thinking when I was 13.
I wasn't doing much thinking when I was 13, unless I was stuck in catechism class. Well, that's not true, but I'm a freak, so.
I was just thinking, I was like, I don't think we started building trebuchets until I was like 15, so. But I'm still not the best example.
My friends and I in 7th grade were already using Tolkien's rune system to pass notes in class.
Oh, I was writing Tolkien runes. I didn't have any friends that were also doing that. Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
Yep.
we were thinking at 13. It's just sporadically.
Okay.
I was thinking, I just don't remember thinking.
Okay. Oh, so this is like an active barn. Oh no, that's just the map you grabbed.
Yeah, so it's abandoned. What kind of repair is the barn in? Is it like heavily in disrepair or like?
The Johnson family, old man Johnson died 5 years ago, and the bank hasn't been able to sell it. So the paint's peeling. You know. No active light sources.
That figures.
Does it have? Is the wood? Does it have hay in it?
Remnants of hay, as seen on the map.
Okay.
In the old stalls.
Okay.
I should stop moving around on the map and change my level. Sorry, guys.
Can I get like a screenshot of the map real quick?
Just made that connection as well.
Yeah, give me a second. Oh yeah, thanks, Heidi.
Yeah, no problem.
Nope, that's not the right button.
In Discord.
50% is probably the right zoom.
Watch your bounces side to side, like the head moves side to side.
Ours?
Yeah.
Okay.
In
character.
Actually, send it to Mr. Mixer.
But this is an old barn, cement floor. It's covered in dirt and dust and bits of wood and fluff, so it's not like the floor won't burn, but nobody's chewing. No, you're not digging a pit trap, and they're not digging. They're not chewing their way through it tonight.
Oh.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's important. So we can plan where they're likely to get to us.
Yeah, so it looks like there's plenty of windows and there's a couple of doors. So 3 doors, double door, 2 side doors, and like 12 windows. It looks like so.
Okay.
All right, that works. So if we, because maybe if we could like get a flashlight.
Group, did we get gas and then come out here, or did we come to check out the barn?
Barn first. It's now 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Barn first. Okay, thank you. Okay, so what which way they come in. So do we have any idea whether they can climb up the walls? Like, are they going to come in the windows or?
I think it's pretty safe guess that they can climb walls pretty easily. But if we could like make like a flashlight to shine out of each of these windows, then they wouldn't be able to like get through them.
That's a good idea. So if we hang a light in each of the windows, then and we board up really, really good some of the doors, and we've limited them to one place in. Oh, but we need a way out.
Boarding up
so
the
we
doors
only-
with boys this size is several hours worth of manual labor.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't board up the doors. So that we always like so that we have at least two ways to exit if they come in just one way, like. Because that's like there's enough of us to watch all of the doors easily, especially if we were able to cover like make sure the windows are
Yes.
covered.
We just need to leave one dark.
Yeah.
I would like
Right.
to walk around the outside and see if there's any places that look like there's holes into the ground that they might come out of. Because we've seen that they tunnel.
No, if anything, the foundation of the barn is concrete slab, a couple, 1 to 4 feet above ground level.
How about outside?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like
Oh,
up here, the north end is kind of flush with the hill, with ground
okay.
level. By the time you get to the south end, this is actually a little ramp up because it's a good 4 feet. The barn floor is level, but it's on a California hill, so this is a good 4 feet above the concrete foundation. 4 feet of stone and cement foundation here.
Okay.
This should be a really good place to hold up for now. Because if we
And then,
yeah,
are we
I'm-
committing to just lighting the whole building on fire, total loss, or do we want to try and, murder them one by one? Or in groups? I mean, it doesn't have to be one by one. Because if we could get some. Oh, what if they can come in? Because in these stalls, Andy's walking around like trying really hard to think. Inside each of these stalls, we could spread the hay out so that they would jump in the window and we could light it on fire, and then they'd be trapped in the stall.
It's not a bad idea. So like don't light the stall windows, light everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might just work. Like even if because that won't kill all of them, but like you said, thin out their numbers as much as possible. Cause that if we ever so that when we do go back to kill the rest of them and stop this from happening.
Well, and figure out where they came from.
Yeah, that
Ugh.
we can actually maybe survive. Do we have any estimation of how many there actually are of these things? Like,
Nope,
is it like
you haven't
10?
seen, you haven't explored enough down there, and you haven't actually seen more than 2 or 3 of them at a time. There were definitely way more than that trying to drag you into the darkness.
So let's put it at a estimated 50 right now. Keep it
And how
somewhat conservative,
strong
but
are
don't.
they? Because they were dragging us, and they're the size of rats.
Gulliver's
Yeah, but they were.
Travels.
Sorry, what?
Chris says Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah.
There were a lot of them.
And the white court and the white court version makes an off-color joke about size not being the important thing, while she's giving significant looks at Terry just to make him uncomfortable.
Another one through the ice? What lake now?
up with a better idea. Let's have Danny be the bait.
Too late. I didn't set their home on. I didn't. Kick a bunch of fire into their home.
Burn it down, lad.
Right. Well, now that we have somewhat of a plan, we need to get the gas and other supplies.
Yep. Is this? This is our plan. We are going with.
Yeah. And
All right.
like, make sure to bring extra flashlights, extra batteries, extra light, extra weapons.
What if more of them come than we're expecting?
That's what the light's for.
Where do we retreat to?
We should probably take our bikes in, so that we have. Because if we're faster and we have our bikes, we should be able to like break through the double doors and escape from them. And then probably
Bikes.
And then we should probably go to the Shepherd's church. That's probably our best bet, is the church. Or some kind of open store.
Okay. Flee in terror then.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll kill them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will.
So, what?
Resources?
Yeah, resources, and give me a better idea of what exactly you're putting where. Like, start slapping actual written notes on that map.
Oh, we can draw on this.
Yes.
I forgot.
Turn that down.
Okay. So.
Other concepts. Well, said I
We
call
want
you.
to hang flashlights or lanterns in all of these windows.
All right. So if you look in the our story is the rules for purchase. Our story, your story has the purchase rules for
Yeah, and that's in the skill
Yep.
for resources, right?
Yeah, that's in the resources. It's in the DM the game master section for resources. So it's towards the back.
Oh, the game master section, not the okay. Running the game. And then alphabet. I think each of us will guard a door. Each of us that aren't being bait with flashlights. And then gasoline is going to be in these stalls. Oh yeah, trap 1, trap 2, trap 3. Yep.
Figure out
so
how
then
the rating thing works.
And then Andy as bait is gonna Andy's gonna be outside the double doors. No, we want them to come in. We haven't figured that part out yet. And I also don't remember how to erase stuff. That works. Okay.
Okay, so you guys are spending the next couple hours booby trapping, etc.
Yep.
Let me know when you've got all the notes you wanted down.
We got Where? Wait.
But what do you mean by trap 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Oh, that I'm just showing where the traps are.
What is the trap?
That's it.
Gasoline soaked hay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we'll have like not torches. All medieval
This
torches.
is a very important
Burn at the
public
stake.
service announcement. If you look at the index in the Dresden Files book, it has an entry for "Shut Up, Bobs."
What? I don't like this now.
Things that Bob says that the flavor text says, "Shut up, Bob."
I love the flavor text in this so much.
What I love is the flavor text was written by Jim Butcher's actual college roommate, who knows him so well that he predicted actual plot arcs in the series before they were published. So Butcher had to go to him and like, dude, shut up, and have him remove spoilers from the text that he deduced the future plot line of the Dresden Files just by having gamed with Butcher for 6 years.
That's amazing.
Yes. So that's how much of power gamers. The reason that Dresden Files makes such an amazing role playing game is it is basically written by power gaming weasels. So,
all right,
and the characters are actually tracked on first edition Dungeons and Dragons character sheets.
Nice.
Harry Dresden is a standard wizard with a high intelligence, high constitution. And
Yeah, okay.
Butcher rolled his stats and looked at that and go, okay, so he's really smart and he's going to get beat up a lot. That's how he designed the character. He actually rolled him up as a wizard and then wrote a book series for his D&D character. Yeah, so there's your nerd candy, Heidi.
Thank you. I'm filing that away. I'm opening that tab, and I hope that I have enough mental power to review that tab again later.
Yes.
Page 322 in the physical book is where the chart is. It took me that long.
Well, I was distracting.
Okay, and I have some resources.
Is
Danny going to help us? I said page 322.
Yeah, you guys can use the other character sheets, so you can use Danny for resource rolls. That's fine. Right, so you can use the other kids as NPCs when the actual scenes aren't running.
Gotcha. So we could have used Mike to help us build this trap.
Or asked, yes. You could have used Mike to help you build this trap. You can use Mike to help you. Or Jamie, who hasn't, or not Jamie, the best friend character who hasn't actually showed up yet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
the screen went all white on my
I'm sorry.
screen.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I screwed up.
No.
It happened exactly when I clicked on a character sheet, so I genuinely thought I had done something.
Player knowledge versus game master knowledge. I'm better.
Okay.
I dropped my
Danny,
dot and now I can't find it. That's
we're literally gonna have to feed one of you to Danny, just because she's had to buy us so much stuff.
No, you're not gonna have to feed one of you guys, one of the boys to Danny. But the GM offers you all a fate point because this training montage in the middle of summer with a bunch of teenage boys doing manual labor and construction work. Heidi can fill in the gaps here for you if you're not picking up what I'm putting down. As the second shirt comes off, pretty sure that you guys are going to have White Court virgin problems. So everybody can pay me a fate point, and you won't have to deal with Danny during the hot, sweaty montage. Or everybody can take a fate point, and you guys have to deal with Danny when the hot, sweaty montage. I
think
did
I'm
not
willing to pay
make
the
her a
fate
white.
point.
I'm going to point out. I asked the group whether or not she was a White Court virgin. The group said yes. I did not insert this in. This is a group choice. Now you got to live with your decisions.
I guess I can pay one of my fate points to. It's not like I have too many of them or something like that.
Oh, I would take the point.
Yeah, because you're not in any threat of it.
Kerbutt.
Pissed off. Did I pick on? I don't even think I picked on you last time. Wait, yes, because your character was unconscious from the ghost. I did pick on you last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So, but it's a group thing. The group has to decide.
Yep, the group has to decide.
Everybody gives me a fate point, or everybody gets a fate point. And tie-breaking vote is with Mr. Scarrett.
I already
think,
said I wanted to
okay.
pay the fate point. I didn't want to take it.
Oh, you're paying.
Oh, all right. Heidi's overruled. -1 fate point, everybody. Danny excuses herself
as the representative
and
female
steps
in the
outside.
group, I'm just saying, story-wise, it makes sense.
Oh no, story-wise that would have been hilarious, but this is your story. That's what makes Fate such an interesting game system.
Right. Okay.
I feel like we've been getting our asses constantly handed to us. I'd like a break.
No, and you can make that choice as long as you're willing to pay to enforce it. That's fine.
Okay. Danny got great resources.
Okay, so basically whatever you need. She hands you each like $1,000, and that's definitely high.
And Andy's roll, I apparently already spent all my pocket money because I rolled down one for poor.
Right. But Danny can literally, because what isn't great something like $25,000 or something?
10,000.
Yes.
10,000. Yeah, well, there's 5 of you, so
Danny's
yeah.
literally like whipping out her credit card, being like, "Whatever you."
No, she's counting out Benjamins. She's just handing each of you 2050s out of her purse, and then puts the second half of the wad of cash back in her purse.
That night job's really paying off, huh?
Aha! It's just my allowance. It's not my fault. Your parents are poor and don't love you.
Kind of want to punch her.
James will stand in the background.
Aggressively start whatever part of the trap I'm currently working on. Andy's level of aggression with it just increases.
So before anything gets out of hand, Andy notices how locked on Terry's shoulder blades Danny's vision is, as he's, nailing something shut. And you say something and she shakes herself and she says, "Excuse me, I need to get some air," and walks outside rather than tries to eat anybody.
Yeah, we're not screwed as much yet.
See,
Andy mutters something under her breath.
Ooh. Christoph, have you read the book with Thomas's family yet?
Nice.
Yeah, that's the very interesting one, but the very interesting movie.
I love the fact that the original title for that book was Triple Hex.
Oh, they should have let that one
I
slide.
didn't know that trivia fact, but now I like it.
Okay, so Butcher, when Butcher wrote them, his plot for titles was bad puns because it's Jim Butcher. Um, and so the first Stormfront's original title was Semi-Automagic. The second one was always going to be Full Moon. I think Grave Peril was always the same. Summer Night was always the same. I forget what Death Masks was. But I remember Triple Hex was like the last one of the ones that he already had plotted out. But he originally had a bad pun for every one of the 20 novels that he originally planned. And the publisher got a hold of it, was like, no. Just no.
Just no.
And they came up with his
I will
naming
accept
convention.
these ones, but Full Moon's not a bad pun. That's a great pun.
Yeah, no, that one worked great.
Okay. Oh, actually, Mike has really good stealth. I'm gonna use that skill.
Yes.
To see if I can get
Mike is the supreme god of junior high dances. You know this from the last 2 years. He could lurk in corners and not be noticed by members of the opposite sex better than anybody in the junior high. Okay. So wrap it up. Story-wise, I want to get going. So
yeah, let's do it. So Mike got a good to make our traps more stealthy.
okay.
Which I don't think is, I may have spelled that stupidly.
The thing is, now that I have this professional level microphone, you guys can hear GM rolls and it bugs me.
I don't hear them.
You don't want the intimidation factor of the clatter of all the dice?
Oh no, it's not that.
I'm picking up handfuls of dice and rolling them and watching my players' eyes roll back in their heads.
It's not that I don't want them, it's just that I try to be more subtle than that.
See, that's good of you. I'm not great at subtle. Okay. All right. We have laid traps. We have survived a little bit.
Over there.
Let's see.
Oh, we need to buy stuff. Or no.
And we bought stuff. Mostly fire. Typing. I definitely bought some road flares.
Okay.
Is it shotguns are considered a hunting rifle, correct?
No, you can't buy a shotgun.
Dang. Sucks.
You're under 18. An adult can hand you one if it's hunting season. But you... I didn't say you can't get them, I just said they're illegal.
Pretty sure so is lighting a barn on fire. I don't know that I really... Yeah,
There was... Okay, where is it?
You know, one thing no, anyway. All right, so let me know when you guys are ready for me to do the night, when you're ready for nightfall.
Wait, James is gonna buy a camera so we can take pictures of the monsters.
What kind? Disposable camera or... So back in the 80s, and 90s, Polaroid. You used to be able to a Polaroid. All right, so the 1980 mid 80s Polaroids still used individual flash bulbs. So like you'd have a rack of them, you'd click in to the Polaroid. And you'd have like 5 chargers on the front, you could turn around 5 chargers on the back. Really bright flash though.
That's also kind of useful.
Remember, you're still barely 14-year-old bodies There's only so much those little muscles can balance and pedal on those 10 speeds. 3 cans of hairspray. Heidi, I love you. I'm so glad to have you gaming with me again.
Just sitting here racking my brain, going, "What? Oh.
I want a belt knife.
This is the good. Yeah, you can get like a belt. You can get a belt knife. That's fine. You that's good role playing because that's something a junior high kid would know and know how to
Yes.
get. Right?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
arson via the local local drugstore. Yeah.
Like, I put road flares down, but I'm like, I genuinely don't know that she would even know where to get road flares. She knows about them, but
Fires Plus, right? I mean, like an automotive spot. That's not a problem.
right.
You
And
get
I got
funny
gas.
looks.
I was like, right. Okay, I'm good. I'm ready.
Leftover
Yeah, I
4th
think-
of July fireworks?
No.
I'm gonna buy some extra nails to put into my baseball bat, so it's
Because you.
spiked baseball.
So I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna
Nice.
explain the deadpan no, because that might seem unfair. Southern California late summer equals fire season. So
Oh, no.
buying
Oh no.
that's what's going through the head of any adult when a puberty puke comes up and goes, "Can I has explosives?" It's going to be not just no.
No, I wasn't asking to buy. I was asking if I had any leftovers.
Oh,
4th of July.
do you have fate points to pay me that you have leftovers since it's not a purchase?
I have 1 fate point.
Are you going to
Are
spend
you
it?
willing to pay for it?
That if you hand me that fate point and you can't buy off any future trouble, I can just feed you to Danny.
I am going to spend a fate point for I believe in my destiny to have some Roman candles. If you want me to set a number, I will set a number.
I already did. You get 5 Roman candles just because of how you knowingly left yourself vulnerable to me.
Yeah, right. Snack
You
Roll.
never
time.
claimed I was smart.
I'm going to give you another fate point and roll alertness.
She was already eyeing him up.
Well,
Now,
Everyone.
everybody's so sure that you know why I'm asking him to roll alertness. It's amusing. I mean,
Yeah, no.
Heidi, I love you, but you play a lot of video games to get your own gaming fix, and I'm not that. Just as a reminder, I write books of terrible things to do to my imaginary friends. Misdirection is well within my milieu.
Ugh, I got a -1.
Ooh. Give me a second. I need to grab a 3x5 card just for you.
Are you going to take a photo of it and text it to him?
No, but he just got so many aspects on him that I need to track him.
Oh, I see. I like the other idea, though.
I'm gonna attempt the kitty tax and see if this helps me.
I'm clicking on the kitty tax.
What? Oh no. Hey, no. That did you just send me a picture of the barn? No, that was Heidi's. Okay. Where are you trying the kitty tax? I'm apparently immune.
I'm
I
just sending it now.
Scrolled through a different text channel and saw the cover of Time magazine with K-pop Demon Hunters on it. And I don't know what is happening to the world.
So what happened is I was at I was at my church's men's Bible study. We ended up spending like 25 minutes talking about K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah.
There.
That's adorable. You're still screwed. Anyway,
I need to make a will save to not have Soda Pop start playing in my head.
now, we already paid a fate point to avoid that fate. So if Danny starts calling Terry abs for no apparent reason, oh no, that's actually something that now has to happen.
See,
Terry
what
have
you're doing
abs?
is you're forcing Terry to figure out how to make Danny fall in love with him so that she doesn't go full white cord.
Terry has no idea what's going on.
Yet, he might survive long enough to figure it out.
But rather than eat him, Terry has a new nickname in the game. And hey, kids this age are usually way worse. Never ask me why my best friend's nickname was my best friend's nickname in all through through 4 years of high school was Boner. I'm not kidding, and he embraced it.
That's usually the best way to get through it.
Uh-huh. And my sister, who may or may not have had a crush on him, in like emotional self-defense, nicknamed him Pimple. Yes, and he owned that too.
Accurate.
Yeah, right. Moving right along. Now that that's on record on the internet.
Forever.
Matt's dead. Speculation on the size and function of his wedding tackle is no longer something that can hurt him. All right. So everybody ready?
Ready.
Yeah. Ready as I'm gonna get.
Ready.
Alertness. Two fate points. Or no, actually, this one, everybody gets one fate point as sunsets. Everybody has been biking up and down the mountains, the hills of a backwoods California town. Oh, Heidi.
Yeah.
Poor alertness.
Alertness is not I am not good at that.
I got a fair.
I got a great.
Nice.
Kristoff, 50 XP to Kristoff.
What that was about.
I've gotten 150 XP this game.
Nice.
So, Kristoff, as you're watching the sunset, you hear a skittering in the wood beams of the rafters overhead.
Guys, there's something above us. I'll look up too.
For 1 second, you match gazes with a tiny pair of milky, beady eyes that seem to reflect a little too much light of the setting sun, so that they seem almost blood red. And then there's a blur of motion, and you lose track of what you were seeing.
Sure.
But you hear, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Guys, this may have been, they're above us. We should have figured this out. It's got like 2 levels.
What?
No, it's a wood barn. There's just, I don't know if you know what the ceilings of wood barns look like, but there's cross beams and rafters. Yeah. And about 3 seconds later, you hear a loose tile slap shut in the roof.
But it's not nighttime yet. That's maybe not one of our other friends, but something new.
didn't hear anything. I think your nerves are getting to you.
I literally saw it. I heard it go damn it like 50 times in my mind.
In your mind?
How they speak. It's how they've always spoken.
Okay.
We gotta be careful. Just be aware they might be above us. But
I'm gonna light one of my road flares and fling it as high as I can upward.
Right?
And there goes the barn. Before we've gotten the people in the or the bad guys in the trap.
Athletics to oh yeah, you don't want to catch a road flare when the guy's like 2,000 degrees. So the all the light shifts dramatic and very harsh shadows are flash back and forth across all of the walls and the dimming last dimming light of day as twilight settles in, and the road flare lands fortunately on bare cement.
But we didn't see anything? Oh, I suppose we probably
Alertness.
I got mediocre this time. I gotta get alertness.
I literally got I downshifted 4.
Oh my gosh.
That's the worst alertness I could possibly
I broke
get.
even for mediocre.
You really were imagining it.
I'm pretty sure I was too. Never mind, guys. I don't actually think there's anything up there. Oh yeah, we probably should put our characters on here.
Yeah, I just realized I was like, oh, we should probably be in here.
Somebody's gonna have to do that for Terry.
I'm still drawing lines for some reason. Okay, Terry. Terry, where do you want to be?
I don't know.
Oh, somebody already dropped you in there by the door. Okay, we're all on a door.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that's all I wanted was everyone by a door.
Yep.
You're in the top guarding the top left door.
Okay, nothing seems to happen.
You just wait and hope to not die.
Oh no.
It gets dark outside.
I also want Chris here too.
Yep. It gets dark outside. And Danny.
Oh yeah, and Danny.
Yay, Danny.
Danny. Oh, there he is. Oh.
Nope. I got move.
So nice. You summoned her twice. All right. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. All right, and also something hasn't come out yet. Poor deprived children. Okay. Discipline. As an hour goes by. Average discipline to stay alert for an hour.
I got good discipline.
Result of good.
Sorry, not good. Fair. That's fair.
I rolled down 1 for good.
Okay, I need
fair.
I need fair discipline to watch for several hours.
Another one?
Yep.
Okay.
This dice app doesn't mean. Okay, I rolled up to this time for whatever's just past great.
Superb.
Good
Guys.
discipline.
Superb. There we go.
They might not be coming, guys.
Or they're just waiting to get us in our sleep.
Not true. Nobody fall asleep. We should have thought of bringing some coffee with us.
Tell us jokes, Chris.
So I got a book. I brought a book of limericks.
can read.
Andy's gonna totally laugh like she knows what a limerick is.
James is
45,
down with that
45
attitude.
minutes later, everybody in the barn knows what a limerick is. And if you never hear the words Nantucket or Derby again, it'll be too soon.
Wait, guys, if we move to Nantucket, these things might not be able to follow us.
I'm not even ready to start theorizing on what kind of distance they travel.
If we all flee to sunny Nantucket, the monsters perhaps may say, and Danny hits Chris over the head.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's midnight. Your guys are all feeling pretty tired. Circadian rhythms being what they are. You sure you don't want to start sleeping in
flashlight on.
shifts?
Yeah, I might want to do that. Have a couple people sleep in shifts. That's a good idea.
I'm gonna set my flashlight pointing at the door and start doing some stretches and some exercises to keep myself alive, awake.
Chris starts drawing Olympic gymnastics scores on the wall in chalk after every one of your stretches.
Do we allow a couple people to sleep, like, so that 2 people are sleeping while 3 people watch the doors, like, for a couple of hours? So
Sure.
everyone gets
Of
hours
course,
to sleep.
you're young, growing kids. You've never really had to pull an all-nighter before. Each of you has biked at least 7 miles today. You have been terrified and fighting for your life. And the level of exhaustion your bodies present you with around midnight is unequaled, surpasses anything you've ever experienced before in your little adolescent perceptions. So I need anybody who does not have a good discipline will be unconscious by 3 a.m.
So we're rolling again?
Yeah, another 3 hours.
Yep.
Don't roll down. Don't roll down. Haha, broke even for good.
I rolled down 1 for fair.
And he's asleep. Can I get alertness then at about 3 in the morning?
My alertness roll would probably be the same as if I was awake.
Your alertness roll is already determined. Shh. Chris comments that Andy has an adorable snore. Don't tell her I don't want her to break my arm.
Great.
I got superb alertness.
You got superb alertness. So as you're struggling to stay awake and kind of nodding off at your guard post, through the cracks in the windows, you see the distant light of dawn, which immediately fills you with relief that your watch is almost over because your bones hurt. You're so tired. And then as you take a little closer look through the boards, you see that that's not the golden light of dawn. That's the golden light of fires on the horizon in the valley below you. And then you notice that it's the golden light of fires of every single one of your homes.
Oh. I jump up and tell everyone that I go, guys, wake Andy up. Our houses are on fire. In a little bit of a panic.
All right, everybody is now awake.
Slytherin, Bruce.
What?
10 points to Slytherin.
Thank you. You are allowed to take GMing notes from my perfidy. All right.
What did I just miss? I had to do the parental thing.
Standing, yeah. Tell him. Tell him, Christoph. Fill him in, James.
So we're on watch, very typical. And as I'm looking at the window, I see that every single one of our houses is on fire
In the valley below, yeah.
in the valley below. Yeah.
Not all the houses, or even all of the town. Just every single one of your individual homes is burning down in front of you.
Bruce, you have taken fatism in this game to a whole new level.
What?
Impressively, your word came out like fateism, which, yeah,
Yes,
seems to
we
work
have a
out
new
well.
verb. It is fatism.
Fatism. Okay. All right. So I get awoken, and in my slightly sleepy state, I'm like, no, that's not funny. We're burning this down.
We think it's
This isn't a
funny,
joke.
a voice says from the rafters.
I told you it's up there. Chris, take your shotgun and shoot that thing down.
Good, just find it. Roll Chris's alertness.
Oh, wait. Oh, slash roll. That's right.
Oh, he's got the same alertness that I have.
Is that mediocre
Which is to say,
alertness?
none. Yeah, mediocre.
Yeah, so he got poor alertness.
How did you roll as a person? Oh, you did that. Never mind.
Yeah, you can click on the thing right under the text thing, the as, and you can roll as a person.
I see that now. Thank you. I will use that in the future.
Do what?
Okay.
Chris asks.
So what do we do?
We can't go out. We'll die if we go out. They're gonna just kill us out there. We can't. So we can't. We
We're just
can't
gonna
leave.
sit here
We
where
have.
I'm not gonna kill you, Jamie. I just want to reach out and touch something.
That's what I say. That's rude of you to take my motto.
Oh, Jamie, we're gonna take all of you before we're done. And there's nothing you can do to stop us.
My name's James, not Jamie. Get it right.
James, the ability to father children isn't gonna save you, James. Ha, too late now.
We'll kill you. Right, right, guys. We'll kill these things.
Yes.
Thank you for backing me up.
Yep. You bet.
Wanna go, James? We had a long night of work. See you tomorrow. And remember, boys and girls, it's always nighttime underground.
I have so many questions. Andy is sitting on the ground, like kind of in shock and dejected, and just being like tired and confused. And oh, is she gonna cry? No, she's not gonna cry. She's way too tough to cry.
Discipline, fair discipline versus tears.
Definitely not crying.
Chris is crying. Chris is totally crying.
Oh yeah, I held it in. Great.
James is definitely crying. He got a average discipline.
Annie goes to comfort Chris, wraps her arms around him, and Runs her fingers through his hair like he's a little child. There. It's okay. They're only houses. You can always buy a new one.
Andy's had quite enough of Danny, and she's going to actually shove her and be like, "Quit touching him!"
I can look after myself. Yeah, Chris says in a squeaky, cracky voice. Not standing up. Okay, so
I don't know what to do. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what to do.
We have to stay here and wait till dawn. Then we can check on our parents and the rest of our families.
Games is no fun. Don't you love your mommy and daddy, boys and girls? Shouldn't you check on them? You never know what we're gonna do to them next.
We have to stay here.
Yes, you've met the tooth fairies and they play with their food.
James is getting angry.
I don't know how to respond because my parents are my entire world and also my actual torment. And I am completely awash and overwhelmed with a mixture of like relief at the thought that they might be dead, but also horrible guilt that that's my thought. And I think that Andy's gonna react by rushing out because action is better than feelings.
Andy gets a point for the danger of rushing out. Andy gets another fate point for sheer fucking role playing.
Like, I don't.
So the group is now faced with the choice of: do you go and try to save Andy's life, or do you just let the monsters eat her?
We go after her. We don't. James is not like he's gonna stay here, but if his friend goes out, he's gonna run after her.
I'm gonna go out the door that I was guarding, and this is panic flight, so I'm kind of.
Wouldn't you be running towards home?
Running toward home. Yep, get bike, run toward home.
Your bikes, all of your bikes' chains are broken, and all of your bikes' tires are flat.
I guess I'm running.
James shouts after her to wait and not go out. He goes,
well, yeah, that's gonna work, Chris says as he runs past you.
James sighs, grabs his baseball bat and runs after them, grabbing turning his flashlight on.
All right, everybody, new tokens in a place on the north of the forest road. As you're running through the forest path above the town with flashlights in the dark at 4 a.m. Hey, it's summer and it's 4 a.m. You're only like half an hour. You only have to survive half an hour before twilight.
We might make it to dawn. Out of character group. I'm sorry for my rash action, but I'm very sure it's in character.
The GM gives the group another fate point.
Sweet. I'll always take more fate. I have almost 10 fate points. I need to start using these.
Because 2 fate points is what you get for life and death.
Oh, yeah.
You plotted your boss battle in front of the bosses, and then you didn't change your plans, so they ate your lunch.
Yeah.
And now you're walking in. Now you're.
In fact, what we did.
Now you're locking. Now you're walking into their plans. I mean, dude.
Noise on my bed.
What else? What else can I really do at this point?
No, nothing. This was. I mean, you lit our houses on fire, Bruce. I think you've done enough.
I'm proud of that, honestly. As a GM,
that was
as a
really
GM,
good.
I'm proud of that.
Like I was genuinely stunned. Like had no clue, and was just like, I don't know how to react. Okay.
Thank you for not making that noise on my bed. Come on then. Yeah, I suggest you not touch her today.
You know what's the most terrifying thing about stealth monsters?
Or stealthy.
When they stop being stealthy because they don't care anymore.
Because they're so
Oh my
certain.
gosh.
So as you start running forward, I'm going to move everybody a little further down into the map.
Yep.
Oh. Like the winter?
Oh, come on. Oh, the update. This used to be way easier to do in Roll20.
Oh, select a bunch.
Yeah.
Shift click works.
Not selecting them, but then moving them as a group. Okay, so this has devolved into a face-to-face face-off. As they're not hiding anymore, they're coming for you. They have improvised knives, look like hyper sharpened kitchen cutlery, and half of them are draped like mountaineers with long, thin ropes that your necks are entirely too familiar with. And they have like little ice picks and other rat-sized weapons. And their looks are hunger and utter contempt and hatred, and there is not a speck of fear in them at all.
What are these things?
All right. I was just about to ask you to roll for initiative, but that's a different game.
Different game.
Different game. I
James
would like
is
to
gonna
blow
take a
one of
picture
those.
of them.
Oh, good shout. We can at least have photographic evidence of how we died.
And the flash will startle them.
You can do that when it's your turn.
Alright, yeah.
I would like to blow one of those fate points you just gave me to declare that I had my backpack of supplies on, so even though I panic flighted, I was still wearing my backpack.
No need. No need.
Oh, okay. That makes it sound like I'm desperately gonna need those fate points. Okay.
Yeah, this is the last battle, guys.
Yep.
Tonight might go a little late, but I'm done with this.
No more TBC. All right. Top of the order is
Mike.
Peter. We could really use Raph about now. It's nighttime. Raph's not available. I tried.
Right. So first is all of them. And they're done. So they're going to act as a group and just take the first one of you in front of everybody else's eyes.
Oh. Andy, it was nice knowing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. There you go. Legendary +2 might to swarm Andy in a literal pile of rat things.
to work through one of my floor routines that I have memorized as a way of trying to be difficult to catch hold of. Does that allow me to activate my +1 to dodge
Yes,
acrobat skill?
absolutely. This is now as they're trying to climb you. This is a really good time for a front handspring. You know.
All right, so that gives me another +1. So come on, rolling. Oh, I did not roll amazing. Down to 4. Good. And fate points give
So
me
it's been a
+2.
while, guys. So I'm gonna offer the start of a grapple just puts grapple on, and they're probably gonna get a couple
Okay.
other aspects, but everybody else is gonna have their turn to try to attack those aspects.
Okay. Okay.
So you can try to avoid this and render them completely done, or you can take the hit and let them attack at around you. This isn't an all or nothing, right? This initial attack doesn't do damage.
Okay. All right. Okay, so then I'll stay with my good result. Ooh, that's a lot of difference.
Yeah, it is. So Andy is grappled and pinned. Right? They take you down like the Lilliputians to Gulliver. Everybody else sees Andy just kind of she tries to jump, but it's already too late, and they're already tying her up by the time she hits the ground.
Okay.
So they got a bonus aspect because they succeeded by so much.
Yeah.
One more shift, and they would have had 2 bonus aspects.
Okay.
Oh, what's a good visible? All right. All right. And then it is Chris's turn. I want a lore check from Chris.
Yes, I can roll for Chris. He got a average lore.
Okay. All right. Chris's turn.
Fails.
Description should be on his character sheet in Roll20 if that helps.
Yeah. I'm just.
I'll return momentarily.
Yep. It's in the additional notes.
Yeah, I'm looking at his character sheet right now.
Well, he upgraded them, didn't he? No. No.
Okay. What do we think Chris would do at this point?
That's whole group can help you metagame him. That's fine. So
Yeah.
Scarrett can help. Oh, he's parenting.
No,
Yeah.
I'm husbanding,
Oh,
taking care of wood stove. Chris is the part
Changeling.
Fey one, right?
Yep.
I gotta look at his.
He also has things to turn him invisible or do some other minor things. So
Maybe he would use one of his seemings to turn an ordinary object into an apparently ridiculously bright light and drive the things off.
And 50 fate points for Scarrett. You can
50 fate points.
Fate
50 XP, 50 XP, 50 XP for Scarrett. Chris can like turn his Chris can summon light at will. It's part of his glamour's powers.
Oh, I did not think they were that powerful, but
He can so he can veil the entire group if everybody cuddles up, right? So a 4x4, a 4x4, or a 5x5 box. And just as that's one kind of illusion of not seeing, he could also fill that entire area with like nearly blinding white light. No problem. Roll deception as an area attack.
He's got a +4 on that one.
Yep.
bruh.
And
Round
rolled up
shifted.
2 for a +6 total.
Oh, he's got it. Never mind.
Fantastic. So fantastic light. All right, Christoph, would you draw the 4x4 box that you're going to turn into the surface of the sun with Chris's powers?
Do we want to do it on Heidi or like?
Well, are they all on Heidi?
Yeah, so I guess on Heidi is the best way.
Her belt buckle
4x4.
starts to come.
Like there.
Okay.
Stop helping.
I love how the most useful thing I've done all night in game was with someone else's character.
Dude, it's
Hey,
Dresden Files. That's kosher.
I'm sitting here going, should I have been playing Mike this whole time?
Oh, Mike summoning one of the ghosts to rip them to shreds would also have been a way out of this fight.
Yep.
Okay. Their nervous systems are completely overwhelmed and they can just scream in helpless twitching rage. They look like they're being tasers aren't a thing yet, but they look like they're being tased. As they all flop over sideways, convulsing and twitching, as their little darkling nervous systems fry in the light.
While their nervous systems are frying, can I step forward and start chopping with my sword?
It's weasel stomping day.
Yay, weasel stomping time! I would like to also stomp some weasels.
Before we kill the last one, I'd like to take a picture of it so we can actually like have a picture of what it looks like for our lore book or something. I don't know. I think it's useful to have a picture of these things for later.
Okay, but you're not sure if the flash worked.
Mostly glaring white light. That's okay.
Oh wait, actually, would the camera care about fake light or not?
No, the light's real. It really is light. He can do light, no problem.
Oh.
Chris is absolutely so Chris is not all that useful in the original thing, but when I transition to these monsters, Chris has been had the ability to win this whole campaign on his own with no effort for the last 3 days. That changeling is the exact thing that these things ought not to puck with, right? And this is why, because get your hands off my crush, Flash. And Chris learns more about himself than he might have known before. So one of the things that one of the things that Joshua Roseborough was playing Chris is Chris doesn't he hasn't last night was the first time he ever actually used his illusion powers consciously. It was always like reflex kind of before Hogwarts magic use. And this adventure has self-awakened his awareness of his non-human nature for the really first time. And watching his good friend get murdered in front of his eyes was enough of a trauma moment that yeah. So I'm glad we're recording this, so because Roseboro gets to see it. What the ironic part is, this is a total reversal, and this is actually how you write novels: is you have a dark moment where everybody's sure they're going to die, you isolate them, you ruin their plans, and then you have a dark moment, a dramatic decision, and a critical decision or critical change, and then which leads to a direct reversal. I could write this. This is within my ability to write, but this played out exactly how novel solutions at work. Right? If this was a young adult horror novel, this is perfect. This is how it should end. Yeah. Is Chris paralyzes them all. The rest of you guys play Weasel Stomping Day, and yeah.
I want to mold these into pulp. Actual pulp.
There's really, after the Polaroid is taken, you don't leave a lot of recognizable things left. But you're not done, because the Cranston ghosts are still things.
Yeah.
2 of them.
And our houses have been destroyed.
Oh, but you don't understand how evil these little shits are.
They're ready for bed.
They waited until after you guys had purchased incendiary materials all across town, before they burned all of your houses down.
So we steal a VW van, we paint flowers on it, and we leave town.
Not the worst idea, actually.
There's been a tab open in my brain wondering how this haunted house adventure is going to transition into a lifetime of being adventurers, or otherwise, Yep. Well,
I want to say that while you guys were prepping the barn, I also made the following map. Assuming you escape the forest roads, I was ready to do the final showdown in the Shepherd's Church, when they don't care about holy ground, because that's not what they are, and they just come for you. So that was my plan.
Oh, excuse me.
You guys realize as soon as you go home, you're all likely going to be arrested.
No, we don't go home, guys. I think
so, Cranston House?
No, we don't realize that, but yes, Cranston House.
Okay.
Yeah, Cranston House.
You have all the time in the world to explore. It's because it's dawn by the time your baggy cheeked, kind of pale adolescent selves get there. So I'm gonna go through this to every level and click the same things. And we can talk about what you want to investigate. Mike has already gotten to know the kid, so all I really need is a fate point declaration for that.
Ow.
So sorry, James has gotten to know the boy, the child ghost, and
Yeah.
Mike can get to know the father. So I can give you the backstory because really this is the roll credits kind of scene on the
Right.
Yeah, I'll pay that fate point.
okay, yeah, okay. Um so the what becomes
I'll just go in there.
The heck is that?
so let's start with the ghost first because those are still challenges and backstory. Um the I need investigation of at least I'll need at least average investigation or great alertness.
I have lost all sound, apparently.
I need average investigation or great alertness.
Andy is not helpful.
Okay, so other people can hear me. It's just Christoph. Okay.
I got mediocre, so no good from Terry.
All right.
I'm looking at Chris
I-
and Mike.
I'm rolling Mike now.
Okay.
Alertness. Super duper alert. Also, I'm thinking Mike, while we were chasing nuggets, Mike was hanging around getting to know the ghosts
Oh, hey.
or distracted by them.
Take 2 fate points off Mike, and Mike can solve the ghost thing while you guys are busy getting eaten.
It's not on there, so I'll just make a quick note of that.
So, like Stephen King's It, the monsters come. Okay, so actually, Mike takes care of the ghosts. Uh, when these things came for his family, and you realize that they were as clever as they were wicked. They're wee wicked little beasties, and as smart as people. So people who are used to fighting video game monsters and Dungeons and Dragons monsters.
Right. Right.
There we go. I can finally hear again.
Yeah, so
Yay.
gamers are used to fighting like video game and Dungeons and Dragons monsters, and these guys are the opposites of them. Because they're as smart as you are. Because they used to be people.
Right.
Okay. Jerome Cranston's grandfather mysteriously disappeared, and he inherited the mansion. This is what the ghosts know. And the town had rumors of a generational curse, like once in a blood moon, children would disappear. But Cranston had no idea it was coming from his own basement. And so when the monsters come for his family and he realizes he can't save them, rather than let the monsters get his family, he put them out of their misery first. Right? Like dead by my hand is better than eaten by those things or turned into one of them. Right?
Oh.
Death before damnation was basically Cranston's dark choice. And then he ate his own shotgun in grief after he made that call.
I like that twist on the original story.
Okay.
Thank you, Scarrett. So he saved his family the only way he knew how, but he couldn't survive saving his family. He couldn't survive without him, and the things were gonna take him and make him one of them anyway. So this was the only way to deny them their prize, and that's why Cranston's ghost, with his ghostly shotgun, has been keeping them in check, and why they had to dig that tunnel out through the outhouse, out through the garage, because that took them many years to chew that far, like little rodents, and they can only come out like every once a generation or so anyway. It's like I think it's every 35 years they emerge from the cauldron to get new recruits.
So they're like evil rat cicadas.
Evil rat cicadas, yes. And their purpose in life is to reproduce.
Right. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's that.
So Cranston never found these deep tunnels. Right. Um they just seemed to appear to him, so he couldn't have solved it himself. It really was he wasn't wrong. He did not have the ability. But you guys did, and all the baby ghost needed was his teddy bear. And you give him his teddy bear, and he sucks on its ear and dissipates in contentedness.
Oh, well, at least there was one good thing
Yeah,
that happened.
and
Maybe Toby
and
got to rest.
Cranston has been viewed. Cranston has been viewed by the town as this serial killer madman, and the guilt and the shame of it. Mike hearing him out resolves him, and he passes away in peace.
Okay. Good job, Mike and Chris, for solving our mystery and horror story without being here.
I feel like you guys earned it. I feel like you guys had your own. I mean, did I not present you guys with enough struggle sessions?
Oh yeah, we had it. No, this was good. We had plenty of struggle.
Right. So I got you to the edge of total party kill, and then there was a critical reversal, and that's how stories are supposed to end.
I love it.
This is what having a professional author as your GM does.
It makes us all smarter.
And actually, Scarrett can tell you that I just added like 2 more layers on top of. I just added 2 more layers on top of the actual module.
Right.
So I took the module and I incorporated Stephen King's It and a Lovecraftian short story about monsters in the woods. And Benicio use the monsters from Benicio del Toro's "Don't Be Afraid of the Dark" movie in 2004 as my bad things. The crypts below are not of all murder victims. It turns out that Cranston's daddy was a wizard.
Oh, I was wondering about the wizard.
Yeah, me too.
So,
So
is he still
the
around?
whole he disappeared mysteriously 150 years ago.
So he could still be alive.
Sorry, 1885, 100 years ago, he disappeared.
So you very easily could still be alive.
Yeah.
You guys, well,
we don't know that.
Chris actually does. So Chris's dad is a wizard, and
Wait,
has
what?
been. Yes, Chris's dad is a wizard.
Oh,
You're not doing anything.
That was part of the recording for that session. Is his dad is a wizard, his mom is the fairy.
right.
Chris is kind of the result is a side effect of a deal gone wrong.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Where Chris's dad made a deal. Well, you know what? Chris doesn't know the details yet. That's all he knows, so that's all he can share with the group in the mystery unfolding thing. One of the crypts
Cranston
in the
knows-
lowest levels
Yes.
looks like this.
Roll20 is having an absolute seizure for me right now, so
Once again, if I could get a screenshot, that would be appreciated.
One moment.
Oh, there we go. Ugh.
No, I can. Do you know how much those cost?
That was an Andy response.
Here you go. Direct file.
Nice.
Books.
It's a nice library. Do any of the books in particular look especially used? Like a favorite
Yeah.
book that's been gone back to many, many
Just
times?
keep. I'll just throw these onto the. I'll just throw these on. Um. Did you guys already find the shrine?
I don't remember anything about a shrine, but that could just be my memory faulty. I remember a bunch of
I
the
don't
statues.
remember a shrine. We found several statues of Debbie and Ron, and we found a Hellmouth, and we found the wizard statue of.
No, all this stuff is
apparently
that.
the
It's not.
Dresden
It's not a hellmouth. It's an object. It's a. It's just an elevator. It just happens to work on magic that you guys don't have.
Wesley.
Oh.
So
We
on
did
that
find the shrine
side
before,
of the empty sepulcher is the library, and opposite of it, or also down that level, is the cauldron, the enchanted item that makes homunculuses, the failed project
Oh.
that turned into the town curse.
The cauldron.
I'm working on it. If I can find it. Where did I put it?
Black Cauldron did come out in 1985.
Yeah.
Score.
So I don't have it. I don't have it exactly right, but this will have to work. I'll look for the better art. So the cauldron is in his actual magic lab slash shrine, and it is large enough to fit one adult human or several pubescent or several children. And it takes 35 years to power up to perform the ritual magic again.
I think we should destroy it, guys.
How?
I don't know. There's got to be some way we can destroy it. It's
But
what,
you
cast iron?
you counted the kids' coffins and the missing children's records, and the 10 that the 10 that you the 10 kids the 10 things that you guys, no, it was 12 things that you killed in the course of this adventure constitute the sum total of missing children
Okay,
and
so
adults.
we got all of the ones that exist,
Yep.
as far as we can tell.
Yep. Cauldron is nice and charged
So-
up though, so if any one of you guys want to jump in and become immortal.
No, thank you.
I can get research if I actually can get lore and academics if you want to search the library or find journals and stuff.
I was gonna have Mike start with lore.
Yeah, Mike lore and probably James academics, scholarship.
I think I have an actual ability for this.
Yes.
I hope my
So you get that research research, but add that research bonus in there.
Yeah. I can do non-lore research 2 increments faster.
Okay, he rolled even for fair result on lore.
Okay.
What charges it?
Is this a lore or scholarship?
Oh, well, this whole town is built on a ley line nexus, which makes the border to the Never Never, almost non-existent. In fact, there's a tunnel here that leads to the Never Never.
What's What's the what? The what?
To the other world. He calls it the other world using the Celtic term. Um,
like that helped me. Town built on
the world of magic.
ley line.
Yeah, so the town's built on a ley line nexus, right? So welcome to the Hellmouth,
Yep.
Buffy the Vampire
Yep.
Slayer. Welcome to the Hellmouth, and the border to the the world of demon to the spirit world is paper thin in this town, and so he was able to tap it for power. It takes 35 years to charge because of the complexity of the spell.
And it's currently charged. So if a person gets in that right now, we've got another tooth fairy.
Yes.
Sorry, we don't call them tooth fairies. We call them
homunculuses. They're murder nuggets. Yeah, you plop any living or freshly dead person in there, and you get an immortal murder nugget. They were designed. So the first murder nugget was an attempt to save. The wizard was trying to save his kid. From his kid was diagnosed with consumption, which is a death sentence. He was going to die of tuberculosis, and this is what he did to save his son. But he broke so many laws of magic in the process that basically he went insane. That's not stated that's in metagaming terms, right? So, but his journal is journal is that of a person who actually believes in magic. And you guys look at the cauldron and you remember the murder monsters. So this guy thinks magic is real, and hey, Chris can be his own nightlight now. And Mike talks to ghosts, so who knows? And James is touchy feely, and you remember the line of light. So you guys are none of you disbelieve in the supernatural anymore. Not at the end of this. Right. But you realize that you live in a town cursed by the supernatural.
Guys, okay. I think we should leave this town. I don't want to stay here anymore.
Who would Terry? You're there to you've been training to protect the innocent. You're going to abandon the innocent people of this town, and you're the only people who can save them and protect them and stand guard. How could you leave?
They've got a
said that's what I was training to do.
Yeah, this is your whole life purpose. It's like God just handed you your calling to guard the Hellmouth.
Thought we were talking about going on adventures.
Yeah. Now it turns out your town generates them.
Yeah, right?
Our
that works out because 13
our
and
town's
14
also
year
going to
olds
generate
aren't
arson
especially
charges.
independently mobile.
If only some of you were good at rapport, you might be able to see your way through those arson charges. I mean, that'd be great. A great rapport.
Danny's cheat isn't on this one.
Or you could cheat and bribe your way free with Danny.
I mean, I can attempt the rapport.
Yeah, go for it. Well, other people can throw fate points on your aspects to help you out. You're not limited to your own fate points. Cough off, Kristoff.
I guess I could throw a couple of fate points at him.
So yeah, talking your way out of the little monsters framing you all for arson would be, I want to say, legendary rapport. Because they made sure
we're starting with a good rapport then.
Yep, starting with good. And I'm going to let you tag multiple witnesses because you can all testify that you guys were all in the barn. Although that I wouldn't. I would say hiking in the woods would be because you did actually go running in the
Yes.
woods. Rather
did,
than
yeah.
mention the barn, which you guys have turned into an arson fest. So let's not
Right.
point the cops at the barn.
Nope. We were
So I'll give you a plus
exploring the woods
2.
and
I'll
got
give you a plus
lost.
2 circumstantial. Plus, you got scared in the dark and got turned around. Also, literally true.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So I'll give you a circumstantial plus 2 to your roll. So you're going to start at 5. You need 8.
I would say I should spend a fate point on devout follower of the shepherd. I wouldn't be the kind of kid that would go around and start burning houses down.
Oh.
So yeah, here's what I got
Okay.
for. Can someone edit my fate points? Now not letting me edit the document.
Seriously?
Seriously, it was doing it just fine for me earlier. Now I'm in it, but I can't edit it.
Can I tag his trouble in a positive way? Because he is painfully earnest about
Give
how
me a
we
second.
were not the ones.
1 second.
Yep.
Hit re. Oh, oops. No. Okay. Any with link editor done. And I've got both. Yeah, I've got both your email addresses on there, man.
Yeah, I know. It just one of my accounts refuses to open the document.
So I just reloaded it.
Yeah, it's probably what I need to do is back out and reopen.
Yeah. Okay. So you've learned. So the wizard made the cauldron to try to save his son from a slow lingering death in front of his eyes. It went wrong, and the wizard hasn't really been seen since. Well, he was okay after he buried his. The first of of the empty sarcophaguses is his son, so it kind of worked. And it wasn't until the cauldron charged again and his son went and murdered 3 other kids, that he realized it was broken, and that maybe that wasn't really his son anyway. Um, you know, Pet Cemetery, they came back wrong, and and so when he realized that, that was 85. So it was his son got sick a little before the Civil War, and then 1885, he couldn't live with it and he disappeared, and the property went over to his grandson Jerome, or grandnephew Jerome. Right. So this is a creepy uncle dies and leaves you a mansion in the hills of California. Okay. Um, and
Whoops.
in it, so side effect of, I know all your houses have burned down, but as a side effect of reconciliation with the Cranston ghost, you find a will written in Jerome Cranston's house, leaving the mansion and all of its grounds to you.
Like all of us?
The ones of you who helped, yeah.
How did he? How?
Ghost powers.
How would that even hold up in court?
Hey guys, out of character, hand on head. We have a base of operations, and it already has a magical laboratory in it.
Like, yeah, that's what I
Bruce
was
is handing out cookies.
That's not good, but yeah.
Oh, he knows me. Bruce is handing out cookies, and Kristoff goes, "Uh-oh."
I'm remembering a time I had this great magic book.
Hand on head. Does this mean all of our families are dead, and we now just have each other and an old ghost house?
We haven't established that yet.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Are we gonna Bruce gives us a dialogue on that, or are we gonna actually play that?
All right, say that again. I got distracted by a private message.
Oh,
Me or her or
the,
both?
the question was, are our parents dead and we just have each other in this creepy old manor house?
No, your
And
parents are all fine.
Okay.
Your parents are all fine. The shepherd was concerned about your behavior and was actually leading a prayer vigil for you
Oh,
all night long with your parents involved.
well, that was good of the shepherd.
Yep. Um. So since the dare was Danny's idea, in apology, Danny's father buys everybody a new house.
Oh,
That's nice of him. I mean, it probably, yeah.
how indebted are we now?
We're not. It's her fault. We lost our houses.
So I have issues, and I'm not super comfortable playing Danny. So here's an evolution through the first week of school. Um, uh,
Moving anyways?
by the end of the first, no, not anymore.
Okay.
All right, by the end of the first week of school, all of your replacement houses are under construction. You hit high school as the most self-confident pubescence. Seriously. Um, your bodies may be turning inside out, but your feet are firmly on the ground after having almost been eaten alive by a magic cauldron in the middle of the night. Compared to that, the captain of the football team just doesn't rate in your threat radar. Which is good, which makes you feel kind of bad because he dies 8 days later.
Oh.
Yeah.
The
Scuba gang.
doctors attribute it to a heart attack because of steroid use. He was found dead in his bed by his parents.
Okay.
That Monday, Danny tells you all that you can't be friends anymore.
So unless we gain another player, Danny's not coming back.
No, yeah, unless you have another player, Danny's coming back, and Danny can't come back until you guys hit enough refresh to have a full White Court vampire player.
Right.
I'm not comfortable. Danny, as a White Court virgin, would constantly that fate point thing. That theme gets old really
Right.
fast, and I don't necessarily want to play that character. So,
Yep.
and we have you guys are good enough, and we've got enough. We have enough players that you don't need the GM NPC, which wasn't necessarily true the first night.
Right.
Because we didn't have Peter and Heidi joining us yet. So, I'm looking at Danny to be kind of the Johnny Falcone for you guys.
I don't know that reference.
Gentleman Johnny Falcone from the Dresden Files books. The Marconi, sorry, Marconi. Gentleman Johnny Marconi. Falcone is the name of the mob. Falcone is the name of the mob in the Batman comics. The similarity is not a coincidence. Jim Butcher being Jim Butcher. But Marconi and Butcher are not friends, but they respect each other and like they can go to each other in times of need. Right. So Danny's father, while he pays several $1 million worth of reparations to everybody for the trouble, that has decided that you're not good influences on his daughter, he'll take, and you're not welcome around. He doesn't want you around her anymore. So she can guest star in random scenes, etc., but she's going to be a known foe, right?
Yep. Yep.
Which fits high school. We were friends in junior high, and then we drifted apart.
Right.
All the kind of 1980s teen drama movies of on that theme. So she's got the riches and the resources, but she's also going to be a full white court vampire. So she's also going to be a deadly threat. And so I
Right.
thought it'd be interesting and that's a theme of mystery movies and mystery novels, is having that the dangerous contact that you can go to when you can't go through any other channels.
Yep.
Okay. The week after that is when the wardens show up.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, we did nothing wrong.
And destroy the cauldron. Take the cauldron away to destroy it.
oh, good. Okay. I was
So
like,
you guys
our
are
names are on the deed, and they have. There's this cauldron, but I swear we
no.
didn't
They
take it.
take your so they tell you each about the laws of magic, and they let you know that if you break any of them, they'll come and kill you. And
Ah,
they're and Warden Kramer is the head of the wardens for North America. Is the head warden for North America, and his lieutenant is named Warden Donald Morgan. Yeah, well, hey, you're 20 years before the first. You're 10 years before the
yeah.
first Dresden file. His lieutenant, Warden Donald Morgan, is maybe the scariest human being you've ever set eyes on. You all have nightmares about him for months.
Wow. And we just dealt with the whole chicken nugget trauma.
Yep.
And he wins in the nightmare fuel.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Well, his whole job as a warden is
Wardens?
to scare minor powers into not breaking the laws of magic.
Okay. So we now know the laws of magic. We know stuff is real.
Yep.
Okay.
So you have the laws of magic, and you are co-owners of Cranston House, which is very crowded for about 8 weeks as your homes are
Right.
rebuilt. Lots of remodeling done there, right? So the Cranston House is restored to full Victorian glory.
I mean, that's kind of fun.
Yes. The tunnels are turned into secret passages.
Are parents now in the know?
That's going to be a child by child basis,
No.
right? Chris's dad is a wizard, so you guys determine if your parents are in the know.
I think my parents would be in the know now. I would tell them about my abilities and what happened. But they wouldn't want to change anything. Like, they wouldn't be shakers. They'd just be in the know.
Chris's father, the wizard, obviously is in the know, and
Andy's parents are not.
I think I would give my parents at least a base understanding of what's going on.
okay, but but they're not. They don't want to be involved.
Correct.
Okay, well, yeah. Type. All right. So somebody type that in the notes and in the conversation. Okay. And so here's how I was planning on doing this is for the campaign, I was thinking the opening campaign would be your high school. And it's usually 3 adventures per refresh level. And so I was thinking of doing 3-ish adventures per school year, kind of Harry Potter style. And so the last the last time I played this campaign with the Bozers and that version of the Nerd Posse, Homecoming Dance was the next adventure, but that may not be enough psychological recovery time. So you tell me when in the school year, pick a theme, right? You want a Halloween hijinks, you want winter worries, you want you want Halloween hijinks, you want winter worries, um what you want New Year's naughtiness, or you want next summer to just be full of mayhem. Let me know. Because I figure you guys have 2 more adventures at the least, before you. But
Well,
actually, you're not going to level up all that fast because it's 3 adventures to a skill point, and you just finished one.
Right.
And it's skill point, then a refresh. Skill point, then a refresh. So it really is about 9 adventures per like effectively level. So I was thinking of you guys tell me how or alternatively, we can skip high school, right? We can go to you graduate high school, it's been 4 years, we do that character flip where the camera angle changes and we put the new actor in. And you know, that's perfectly fine. We don't have to play puberty drama and high school if you don't want to. It's your story. You guys tell me what you want, and maybe also get Peter's feedback on that.
Okay.
And Roseburrows.
He's ditching us for just because it's his sister's birthday. How dare he? No, talk to me. Talk to me. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you're thinking.
This is a now, not a think about it and type later. Okay.
Yes, this is because I've got the rest of the weekend being sick, home alone sick. It'll distract me.
Right. Yep.
I don't mind the idea of sticking through high school and building our characters up, kind of like the oh, what was that story arc that I think it was like the first time I got into Dresden Files with you,
Yeah.
Bruce.
You were with
I think
us.
was
You were with it. I think weren't you with the Bozers?
Archangel.
Yeah.
I don't
you were
think I was with
one.
the Bozers.
You were one
Or if
before
I
the
was, it
Bozers.
was just that one chunk.
But we did the same
like,
thing. We started as freshmen and then we worked our way to adulthood. We survived to adulthood.
Yeah, and then that kind of set the tone from there on out for like now we go out in the world and try to kick some ass and save the day, like at large scale.
Yep. And because you had been raised by the Hellmouth, you hit adulthood way, it's kind of like the officers who lived in a military academy before they went to Annapolis, before they went before they went to like West Point, and then, the ones who've known that they were going to be in for life, but when they were 8, those guys usually have their shit pretty well squared away, and that's kind of you guys would hit adulthood running. And Dresden is kind of that character, right? Because he was raised to be an enforcer by an evil wizard, and then he fought to the death at 16, and then he was trained by by the Blackstaff.
Well, I came back in at a weird spot. Peter's input is he always prefers to continue playing through a character, so he'd rather play through high school. I am leaning that way as well.
All right.
And Halloween hijinks definitely sound enjoyable.
The caveat is, having survived high school, sexuality. The trick with high school is,
Yep,
sex is a big thing. I'm trying to be responsible, not too much detail, not no detail, and like fairy tale castrated characters. So romance and drama, and I'm trying to do that, and that's part of the Dresden Files, to be sure. But I'm not trying not to be gross or creepy or anything, while at the same time they were playing that. So you guys let me know if I screw that up, but I'll do my best. And I'm trying to even I'm trying to do it the right by even keeping the descriptions more innuendo and that kind of thing. I'm not trying to gross anybody out. Um, but then yeah, then we've got the tropes. We've got the school bully, and the school bully and the local hangout, and then there's the Scooby mysteries. Um, but we're looking at about 9 or 6 adventures and then one big cluster bleep per school year. Would be because I kind of want the refresh level and the grade level to go up at the same time. So you guys will have be yeah. So if Buffy the Vampire Slayer was done like Game of Thrones, 10 episodes per season instead of 20, that's kind of how I see it. Um, and and so yeah, Grimgar. Which Heidi, if you guys have not seen Grimgar,
I haven't. I'm writing it down. What is Grimgar?
So Grimgar is a dark isekai. That a bunch of high school kids with no memories. Actually, I did this for our last campaign. The campaign that just ended before you got was this. They get they're stolen from our world. Their memories are erased, and they're used as cannon fodder in a fantasy city defending itself from monsters. So they yank the kids, again, 16-year-olds. So they yank the adolescents. They give them a fantasy character class, and then they have to kill monsters to get enough reward to eat. So the whole setup is to exploit the children by making them fight for you if they want to live. Except what makes Grimgar unique is they suck. They're just high school kids. So the opening adventure of Grimgar,
they don't isekai and suddenly have
no, and so the opening adventure of Grimgar is, will they starve to death, or can they kill a goblin to buy food? And it's not a sure thing.
I like the sound of this.
Like you can see the PTSD settling in on these Japanese school kids. You can watch it happen in real time. And it's anime, so one of them retreats to the perv, and another one, because it becomes all duty, and the other one is I must put a good face on everything, right? But it is the darkest, realist anime, and I saw it, and I knew I wanted to run it, and it was, I think, one of the better campaigns I've ever run for Palladium Fantasy. I loved it.
It was very fun.
Even though they escaped,
you guys had to touch the objects.
even though they
Even
though they escaped their enslavement like 3 weeks in, because one of the characters prayed for a miracle, turned herself into a dragon, and they all rode away to freedom. I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh well, that's one way to do things.
Yeah. So this is no more priests of light. All right.
Then we drew her dragon blood and sold it before she transformed back.
Yeah, like 40 gallons of dragon blood, which sells for 7,000 gold an ounce.
I mean, it's not quite locking a still beating dragon's heart in a time capsule, but yeah, that's pretty.
Well, they were only level 2 characters at the time.
They weren't yet.
Yeah, so it was like the campaign where you and Peter were level 1 ninja monks, and a ice dragon hatchling rolled a nat 1 against your sleep spell. You killed it in its sleep, and like your initial adventure was dragging a dragon carcass into town to sell to the alchemist, and you all had like $4 million in gear to start off at level 1. It was very much that. It reminded me of you guys.
Yeah.
Except Kristoff's older brother was the only one who made the real right decision, and he put all of his into education and bought every spell that could be learned from an alchemist. So he was a level 1 wizard who knew every spell level 1 through 8. Every spell.
That's even better than the tattoos.
Yes. They did get to the tattoos though. All right. Anyway, so Homecoming is the next adventure.
Homecoming? Okay.
Homecoming will be the next adventure. I'm assuming we're not playing on Christmas weekend. So,
No.
I'll
um,
be gone.
yeah. So in 2 weeks, Adventure 2 happens real quick. At the end of every adventure, you can rename an aspect, flip 2 skills, or replace one of your average skills with a skill not on your list at average.
We can add
Oh my,
one at
I would.
average or replace. Wait.
So you can drop an average down to mediocre and move a mediocre up to average.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
like
Okay.
if you decided you really needed drive as a skill, then you could drop a skill at average and and put drive in its place.
Still don't think we're that.
Nope, junior year,
We're not old.
sophomore year, junior year.
Okay.
Big old lump of a dog.
She's beautiful.
It's still a lump.
At least she
So this
chases
is a
ugly.
minor milestone, you said, right?
Yeah, minor milestone. But so the campaign is framed. You guys are okay, and if we remove Danny, then it's not going to be too creepy and gross to go through the lives of high schools. I mean, she's going to show up. She's going to always be there, because she's going to be the most popular person on campus, and no one has a choice in it, about whether or not they think that. Um, but I'm removing Danny as a player character so that it's not constantly backstabbing the group because I hate that mechanic. Um,
Yeah. It's
it gets old.
can be too.
Yep.
Yep.
And so,
It's funny a couple of times and then it's not.
yep. Uh, and so, and when you need it to be funny, she still lives in town. Um,
Right.
but then it becomes don't get enslaved as opposed to don't get eaten. An actual vampire is less of an immediate threat, more of a actually not even more of a long term threat because white court virgins just kill you the first time. So. Um, Christoph, let me know when you get done with the current Dresden Files book because your Christmas present is going to be the rest of the series. Um,
Okay.
but you have to listen to them in a certain order. Or you're going to completely wreck it for yourself, and I'll provide that. All right, guys.
Wow.
I love gaming with you guys. Tell Peter to get better because we miss him. Heidi, you're
Right.
awesome, and you were awesome today. But
Thank you.
the husband and wife teams are better together. And
Yes. We are out of context without each other.
yes. Um, Christoph, thanks for making time, even though your brother's in town. I really appreciate it. Scared, I'm glad that you weren't late and you had time. Um, Josh, how dare you pick family over gaming? What's wrong with you? I'm just kidding. Hope you had a good time. Your character saved the world, or at least everybody's life. So when you listen to this, hopefully you can enjoy that. And we've gone very late. I love you all. I enjoy spending time. Go away.
Right.
Night,
Good night,
Bruce.
everyone.
Night,
Thank
guys.
you, Bruce.